Welcome back to another episode of Land of the Lustrous. So we are on second to last episode, and I am really wondering where this is gonna go. I wonder what kind of ending this season is gonna have when it comes to the anime, because obviously it doesn't cover all of the manga, even remotely. Let me know up to which chapter is the anime in the manga. Maybe you guys already did. Let me know. I didn't get to check all of the comments because I am a bit ahead on the videos. But let me know, because I'm pretty sure that the manga is relatively short. It's like just a bit over 100 chapters, if I remember correctly, which is very short for like a finished manga, especially nowadays. So this, if I were to take a guess, it's probably ended around like somewhere around halfway through, but let me know. Anyways, at the end of the previous episode, we saw Daya fighting against the huge Lunarian, and you know, it was a very sad, I don't know, the way that they frame everything about Daya is so sad and just so I just feel so bad for her. And she ended up fighting the Lunarian, deciding to, you know, let's turn on it. And honestly, she did very, 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 like a very good job. She did end up losing like basically all of her limbs, apart from I think one leg, which I'm sure they're gonna be reassembled. It didn't look like they were lost, but she did end up, you know, breaking them. But she did defeat the big Lunarian, but then two more Lunarians showed up at the end of the episode. Now, I don't know if if the big one split into two, or if they were just completely separate two entities. But either way, boards ended up showing up, and now let's see where this is gonna go. So, if you wanna watch this, uncut and unblurred, as always, on my Patreon down in the description, and let's go into Land of the Lustrous, episode 11. Oh, both of the legs are gone. Never mind. What an emotional episode, man. When it comes to emotions, this is one of those anime that does it in a most, like, the most bizarre way. I wonder why the romanization of the name Borts is... At the beginning, it started off with Bort with a Z at the end, because they do say Borts, right? But now they romanized it into, or translated it into Bort. Uh-oh. Secret. Oh, Adamant secret, maybe? Let's see this. Oh, so they're just like... They're like splitting into multiple entities. They're getting smaller, but yeah. They're getting smaller, but they are splitting. Oh no! Okay. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! Nice! Clutch! Clutch! So she... I guess she goes crazy when she sees Lunarians. Yeah, they are just... Okay, I see. So they're like making smaller versions of themselves whenever they're multiplying whenever they get killed. into puppies. It's my best friend. Ooh. Oh, Lexi is back. They're here. The crack. I see, so that's why it's even smaller and has one eye. Sasuga. Gather them to all to work to one place. Whoa. Oh, is this? They combined back. Oh no, that's what I was afraid of. They're gonna combine back. What? He awoke. Good. Dead, Alex. I was gonna say she's holding up Dia's skirt. Huh? Is that made out of gold? It's a it's a distraction. Is this supposed to be like modeled after Phos? Like the old Phos? It's what Phos sees in her mind's eye. Uh-oh. Yes! Adamant is here. It's time for the secret. Paw. Wait a minute. Shiro. So, okay. So, first of all, Alexandrite, oxide minerals, beryllium. I don't remember what it is. B, aluminum, uh, and of course, okay, oxygen. Yeah. Okay, 8.5. Ooh, that's pretty strong. Anyways, I was gonna say, so it seems like the Lunarians obviously have something to do with adamantite, or I keep saying adamantite. I feel like I called them that multiple times. Adamant. Um, yeah, that was kind of like the main theory, I guess, that the Lunarians are for some reason very fond of adamant, but we don't really know why yet, right? And also, I wasn't fully sure if it was that or if it was just a tactic to stall him, right? But it does seem like they actually are very fond of him, and we don't know what his plan is with the Lunarians and stuff like that. We don't know what the Lunarians' plan is and stuff like that. And it seems like everything is gonna be coming together. It seems like their plan is somehow connected to Adamant, and Adamant's plan for the gems, I guess, is also somehow connected to the Lunarians. So I guess we'll find out what that is now. Finally. And obviously the mention of humans and stuff like that got them all riled up. Yeah? The point is that he knew his name, or its name. She's able to speak to the flesh. Is she able to speak to the spirit as well, though? You're the... Yeah, she's able to speak to the flesh, not to the spirit. That makes sense. The hand. This is the hand. I'm trying to run every theory about Adamant. So my theory that I was just running in my head was, what if Adamant was somehow trying to aid the Lunarians, or I guess kind of exist in a symbiotic relationship with the Lunarians by sending out the gems to fight with the Lunarians and have this kind of like, yeah, I guess symbiotic relationship, or I guess natural, chain. But I don't think so, because he does always come and help out the gems when they're in trouble. So that doesn't seem to be the case. And also, every time that a gem actually gets taken away, he genuinely seems upset. So that doesn't seem to be the case, right? So I wonder what exactly it is. I guess I'm trying to run like a bunch of theories, but none of them click. Yeah, it is masters. Yeah. Oh. Yep. Yep. So I know I'm pausing a lot. Sorry about that. But yeah, so courage, she's talking about how she wants courage, and that's interesting because up until this point it wasn't about courage, it was more so her wanting to have the strength to do something. And not realizing that, I think she kind of like mistook courage for strength earlier, or I guess she kind of like interchangeably used them. Now she's saying courage instead of strength because she has the strength to do it, and now she's like, oh, I have the strength and I'm still useless. What else could I need? Courage. Courage probably is what I'm lacking, right? It feels like she's always just trying to cling onto something, some kind of goal, which at the end of the day, that's very normal. Most people do that, but yeah, it's interesting because she doesn't really have a concrete goal, or it keeps changing, right? At the start, it was, I want to help out Cinnabar, and that goal ended up getting kind of forgotten in a sense, or at least it got forgotten to the point that it got, pushed down a lot. And then it was to kind of like help out Antarcticide, but also that kind of got, not forgotten necessarily, but it's no longer that big of a deal. Or it's not like the second that her mind got taken off of that matter, it didn't seem to be as important to her anymore, or I guess she kind of like sidelined it, right? So it's interesting, she's just trying to find a goal to follow, just for the sake of having a goal, which can be helpful definitely, but yeah, it also over time it can be very much, you can feel very lost because of it. Oh, poor thing. The hand. Hmm. On that side. I see. It's like, don't ask unnecessary questions, don't. disturb the order, don't disturb the peace, don't disturb the person that we've been so, you know, blindly following and loving. What? What? No. No. That's not where we're going with this. So are Lunarians the spirits of the actual people who lived and are just trying to find peace and solace to return to not even the moon, but just to finally find peace and move on? Is that what the spirit or the Lunarians are? But why would Adamant know of Shiro prior to becoming a Lunarian? I'm guessing that's what happened. I'm guessing Shiro was like a dog. Let me keep watching. What? Wild. Fair. Oh yeah, by the way, I know I'm pausing so much. I did see a comment today or yesterday episode 5 just went up on my channel. I did see a comment about the organisms mostly being in the head. It's not always like this, and it's not fully like explained to every single detail, but usually most of the organisms, I forgot what they're called, that live within the gem people are within the head. So the consciousness is usually mostly centered around the head. That's why sometimes we saw some of the gems being reassembled, and when the head is put back onto their body, that's when they regain consciousness. That's why it's because most of the consciousness is gathered in the head. The interesting thing is, and I think I'm being maybe too semantic. I kind of like breaking down like what if scenarios here. So we saw in episode 1, we saw Phos being completely broken into pieces, but she was still conscious, right? She was still conscious and she was still talking, even though her head was like in multiple different pieces. So it seemed like multiple pieces of her were being conscious at the same time. That's why I was going on like theories about, you know, splitting Phos in half, rebuilding the other half from something else. Would she still be conscious, or both of the halves be conscious? But I don't think we're gonna go too deeply into that. I don't think, yeah, maybe the show isn't going in that direction, which is fine. It's just a fun hypothetical that I'm thinking about. Oh, she's been standing here for 10 days? Waiting for the Lunarians? Yep. My thought exactly. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, I love Daya so much. She's such a fantastic character. Oh. Paparazza. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh. Whoa. 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 So he was born with those holes. So it's not like he's missing memories because of them. This is the half person that got ejected out of the wall. Ruby. Oh, so it happened multiple times already. You cheeky fuckers. That's how you end the episode? Crazy. That's it for this episode. For the second to last episode, that's it. Okay. Interesting way to end the episode. So we're gonna be meeting the name. Wait, let me look it up because I'm pretty sure it's actually pretty high up. I feel like I've seen the character in the VA list. I think so, at least. Patparacha. Patparacha. Okay, interesting. I don't know what that character is gonna be about, but yeah, as I said, it doesn't seem like so. They said that the character or Patparacha was born with the holes in its body, meaning that from the beginning, it's not like it lost any memories by gaining those holes because it had them from the beginning, unless those holes were like filled with something else which stored the memories within it, and then those things kind of fell out or something happened to them, then you would lose your memories, right? Interesting. Anyways, so yeah, obviously the biggest thing here is the entire Adamant situation and the puppy situation. So what does it mean? What does that all mean? Why was the puppy so attached to Adamant? Was it attached before it became a Lunarian, or did it become attached after it became a Lunarian? Because it seems like Adamant implied the fact that the Lunarians are spirits who have not moved on yet to, the, other world or whatever, and are, just waiting here. I'm guessing considering like all of the imagery, because the imagery looks very much like Buddhist and stuff like that. I wonder if there is gonna be any kind of concept of reincarnation. No, I'm making theories, but no. I don't know. Maybe there is, because obviously I don't know Buddhism too well, but I know that that is a concept that exists in it. I don't know if it exists in every branch of Buddhism. I don't know if this is supposed to be more so like akin to something like Shintoist beliefs, which is, I believe, a branch, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's taking inspiration off of, so I'm not gonna speak too much on it. But I do wonder if that's gonna be a concept, because it does seem like, yeah, obviously Adamant had some kind of connection with the dog. And he said that no, he doesn't know this Lunarian or whatever, which maybe he's not lying. Maybe he doesn't know this Lunarian, but maybe he knew this Lunarian before it became a Lunarian, when it was a puppy. Maybe. I don't know. Because that, it would technically not be a lie. He wouldn't be lying when he said he doesn't know this Lunarian. But that's just a theory. I guess we'll see all of those things in the future. But yeah, as I said, we're heading on to the final episode. So I'm gonna speak more about like all of my thoughts and stuff like that on the series in the next episode. But after this, also, as I said, we're gonna be starting Durarara without any kind of poll, because I don't want to do a poll like every month on the channel. But you are still, feel free to leave recommendations for what should be replacing or what should be on the next poll on the channel, because I am gonna go back after we finish Durarara and look at the recommendations on this as well, and use those recommendations for like mixed together with the recommendations from the end of Durarara, and also from previous recommendations that I've gotten, and put all of those together in a poll. So make sure to leave some recommendations as well. Anyways, I feel like I addressed everything that I wanted to address during the episode. I do wonder what's happening with the Lunarians, because they've obviously not been showing up. I wonder if this entire double sighting that just happened affected them in some way. I guess we'll see all of those things in the future. But I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the final episode of Land of the Lustrous. Peace.